a warrior princess, a loyal court magician, and,
Dwight.
See the Dwight in Shining Armor season premiere, September 22nd on BYU TV, or watch on our free app.
Welcome to Straight No Chaser. So grab a glass and join your hosts, your girl Ann BZ, Pastor C, Thin Bad, and the Chief.
Good evening, folks. How are you doing? This is Thin Bad, and this is Straight No Chaser, where we never dilute the issues. We give it to you straight, and we only serve the hard stuff. But tonight we're gonna have a good time. We're gonna have a fun time, an informational time. And BZ is in the breezy. She is traveling, doing her thing. But we got the Chief here. And for those of you who were with us last week, we've got the other boss in here.
Hello.
Oh boy.
I didn't even know which name I was going to use. I was going to let her introduce herself and just be who she is.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so she can handle it. She can handle it.
Hush your face, girl.
We've got an interesting guest now. Who? And there's no reason to be, but people, we gotta take care of ourselves. We gotta take care of ourselves, as they say, from the rooter to the tutor, all the way, all the way
That's
from
right.
top to bottom, right? And who is it? A lot of folks have fear of who? The dentist, but that's just, you don't need to have fear. They've got all kinds of archaic medieval ideas about what it's like going to the dentist. I know adults. I've got a friend who is 55 years old, and he is scared to death of the dentist based on something that happened to him about when he was 5 years old.
Why are you afraid?
Not me. It's a friend. It's for a friend.
Oh, okay.
It's not me.
Okay,
it's not me.
Yeah. Okay.
I smile all the time. I try to do what I can. But
wait a minute. You said it's for a friend?
It's for a friend. It's really for a friend. I'm telling you about a friend. He's texting me right now saying, "Don't you say my name." But I'm gonna hold that hostage. But on the real though, we were messing around with what to title this show, and we were trying to think of all kinds of things. We talked about oral fixation, but and all those kind of things. But to have a fixation on, getting your oral hygiene in check. And so we've got some help. We've got a guest this evening. We've got Dr. Sharon Ardrey. And I've got to, me being so tied into HBCUs, I got to give a shout out that she's a graduate of Spelman.
Yeah.
Spelman
Yeah.
College, right? What do they say when you say Spelman? What?
Spelmanite.
Hey, there you go. Okay. All right. Just checking.
what?
Just checking.
We're Spelmanites.
Spelmanites. Okay. That
Okay.
works.
And then she went on, and she's double HBCU because she went to the Howard Dental School, Howard University Dental School, and she is a practicing dentist in the Washington D.C. metro area. Dr. Sharon Ardrey, we'd like to welcome you to Straight No Chaser.
Woohoo!
Hello, good
Welcome.
evening. How's everyone?
Yeah,
Thanks
welcome.
for having me.
It was a standing ovation. You couldn't tell it. It was a standing
Absolutely.
ovation. We
I'm
were
still
all
standing.
up.
Wait a minute. Let me sit down.
But I know you probably have some stories, Dr. Ardrey. I know you've got some stories about, some stories, some fables, but you can also put to bed some myths, some common misconceptions that people have about dentistry, and actually, fill us in on some of the links and the connection between your dental health, your oral health, and your the rest of your health. There's links from dental, from oral health to heart issues and all kinds of things that people, if you don't brush your teeth, it could be much worse things than halitosis for you, than people wanting to move away from you and certain things like that. But there are a lot of
have you ever been around a person whose breath is so bad it leaves a taste in your mouth?
Now that is bad. That is bad. That is bad. Well, folks' teeth so yellow they can spit butter. But we, I told you, Dr. Audrey, this is we're gonna have fun, but we're gonna do some good too. We're gonna help folks out because you want people to feel comfortable when they come to the dentist, and if they're not comfortable immediately, that you ease them into that. Like, what, put people's minds at ease that things are not as bad as they once were, with a whole lot of technology and a whole lot of advances with regard to anesthesia and things like that. There's no need for people to go around, with their mouth all jacked up. People just stank breath. Or so, Dr. Audrey, before I keep going on and on and on, what are some of what do you think about, what's the main misconception that you run into that your patients come into the office with, fears or otherwise?
Their main fear is a drill. When they first come in, they say, "Oh, is that the drill? Will I need a root canal? Does it need to be pulled?" For better technology now, we try to save teeth. We don't pull, extract, unless it's absolutely necessary. And a lot of people go into old age with most of their teeth or all of their teeth now.
Oh, good.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, that's really good.
That is good. That's good to know. I'm gonna pay more attention. And I get confused because there used to be a time when all there was one or two types of toothpaste. Now you go into the grocery store or somewhere where toothpaste is about 937,000 different types of toothpaste, whitening and good breath. It makes you like you got to choose one or the
paste.
other. Like, oh, wait a minute, this is a gel, or
Yeah.
this is a mint, or this is a sand grit. This one you got to put on your teeth with a sander. This one over here you got to leave in overnight and let it set. And then I just get confused. I just say, God, smokers toothpaste, non-smokers toothpaste.
Right.
Now, do you want your teeth to whiten, or do you want them just to smell good? Or you can't have both. If you want all three, that's another toothpaste over here. You want to aim over here. You want to shoot this. What happened to just regular fluoride, non-fluoride? That's one thing that I've heard. They're about children and fluoride, or whether you should have fluoride. Now, usually I hear about it in the water, if there's fluoride in the water or if there's a problem there. But what is there any, are all these toothpaste, is it really a huge difference? I mean, should I be spending 20 minutes in the toothpaste aisle, or should I just grab something and go? What should I be looking for?
You would like your toothpaste actually to be recommended by the American Dental Association.
Well, yeah,
which
that
means
helps.
it's tested. But it's a matter of personal preference.
Mm-hmm.
As long as there's no reaction and you do brush, you buy the toothpaste and you do brush your teeth with it, it really doesn't matter.
I mean, is there a proper way to brush? Is it like up and down or sideways or?
Well, generally like you to hold your toothbrush at a 45-degree angle, like towards the gum line, and you can do small circles. Brush back and forth and sweep away from the tooth. You want to brush the outside towards the cheek, the top, the occlusal, the chewing surface, and the inside where the palate, the roof of your mouth. You want to do all three surfaces.
Okay, Doc, what is it?
But also it depends on the child. What if you have some type of disability, or you can't actually use? There are different methods, different types of methods up to brushing your teeth. But that's generally the accepted one, where you angle it towards the gum line, because you want to make sure you brush the gums also and your teeth.
And your tongue, right?
So
Yes, please brush your tongue. There's a lot of bacteria in your mouth. And you're trying to remove as much as you can.
So, Doc,
as soon as you remove it, the plaque starts forming all over again.
So
and they recommend 2 to 3 times a day.
So what is the occlusal? Just for those that don't know the terminology of the dental word.
The occlusal is the chewing surface, the top of your teeth, which you look in and see. The cheek outside is the facial towards the front, the buccal, what you see. And the inside is called the lingual.
Okay.
Because the lingual tongue. So those are mainly the 3 areas that you need to brush your teeth.
So again.
Also, you need to floss. Flossing is equally as important as brushing your teeth because you have to remove what's in between your teeth.
Okay.
Wax or non-wax.
So wait a minute.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter as long as you do it.
So Doc,
if you have some type of disability, a water pick, water flosser, proxy brushes, floss aids, easy floss, or something to get the food from around in between your teeth and around the gum line.
I just had my daughter shoot me in the face with a water hose. No. It's a lot going on with the water pick. Now another thing, because there were some stories, going around or reports going around that, or some study that showed that flossing, it didn't do as much as they thought it did in times past. Although they stopped short of saying don't floss. It made me a little leery because it just kind of seemed like, why would they put something like that out? That would make folks not want to do it.
If you don't floss, how are you going to remove it from in between your teeth?
That's right.
What are the areas?
Right.
And that's kind of like the most expensive way to do it. Everyone might not be able to afford a water pick or one of these new technology devices either.
Right.
So Doc, you're saying that if you, and that's a great point. So for those families that necessarily can't afford a water pick, so you're saying then that you need to brush the gums, brush the tongue, and what other places, if you don't have access to a water pick, should you brush?
I like for patients also to brush like the vestibule, that tissue going up towards in the cheek and the gums. Brush all, not just near the gingival margin where the gums and the tissue meet. Just brush all around where you see gums, your tissues, the pink,
and the
brown,
palate,
right? In the palate, brush all because a film can get on there. There's bacteria there. Food go everywhere in your mouth when you eat.
Miss Susan, did you
you need to brush everywhere.
Miss Susan, did you just add another word without telling anybody?
Nope.
Hush your face.
Nope.
Okay, sorry about that.
There
okay. All right.
There he goes.
I'm sorry. We got to.
Sharon, what's the palate? Because, people like Michael don't know.
Doctor.
Oh, I'm sorry. Dr. Audrey.
It's the roof of the mouth.
Okay. Thank you.
Now, you said brush the tongue. I have a hard time. I got a gag reflex. So as soon as I put a toothbrush on my tongue, there's going to be problems. So, I try. I used to have a scraper. They used to have. Does that work?
You can use. That'll work fine to a tongue scraper will help also.
Okay.
So
I know a lot of people probably miss brushing their tongue.
I brush my tongue, Dr. Audrey.
The tongue can become coated.
Oh,
God,
okay.
This is sounding bad.
Ooh, with the white stuff.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
Dr. Audrey, what's the difference between tartar and plaque? And what is tartar and plaque?
Plaque is a sticky film caused from food. Plaque is. Tartar is calcified. Tartar and calculus are the same. Tartar is calcified or hardened plaque. Plaque that has not been removed, that's on the tooth structure. It went through a chemical reaction. It's hardened on the tooth structure.
Oh, wow.
And plaque is the sticky film all on the surfaces of your teeth.
Well, with that being said, Doc, when does plaque form? At what point during the day does plaque form more so than other times, if there is such a thing?
The process forms as soon as you brush your teeth. The whole process starts over again. Okay. And that's why they recommend you brush at least 2 to 3 times a day.
Okay. So at a minimum 2 times a day.